Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my Week 14 NFL predictions. In Week 13, we're coming off of an 8-5 record, bringing my season total to 115-78. I think I just gotta accept the fact that this year is just not my year, man. I'm just not that good this year. It's also kind of hard to predict when there's a major injury literally every single week. Couple of plugs as always. Don't forget to use code WyattzWorld on G Fuel or Prize Picks, where you can save yourself a discount on any G Fuel products or match up to $100 of your first deposit. Also, don't forget that I am partnered with Parent Presents this holiday season, so if you still gotta do some Christmas shopping for mom and dad, hit the link in my bio, take the quiz, and find the ultimate gift. But that's all I got. Let's get into my Week 14 predictions. All right, everybody, so kicking off Thursday Night Football, we've got the Patriots at the Steelers. Man, if this was 2014, we'd have a Game of the Year Monday Night Showdown on our hands, but it's not. Nobody really cares about these two teams because one of them is completely horrible and the other one is as inconsistent as it can be. I will give this one to the Steelers, though, 14-3 in a commanding bounce back at home. I know Pickett's probably not going to be playing, but honestly, I don't think that really hurts the offense. Steelers are at home. I think they'll be able to just pound the rock on the ground enough to score at least twice, which is all they'll need to win. Sorry, New England, but it's not going to get better. All right, moving on to the first Sunday game, we've got the Buccaneers at the Falcons. I'll take the Falcons to win this 21-14, and it is interesting I say this with Tampa's run D being so good, but I think Atlanta's defense will get them a couple extra possessions, and with a little trickery, magic, smoke, and mirrors, they'll find themselves outscoring Tampa by a touchdown. And if you're Tampa wondering why I'm not picking you guys, it's not because I think Atlanta's just that much better than you, but it's the fact that you guys just barely beat Carolina to end your current losing streak. And when you lay it out like that, it's not impressive. Like, nothing you guys have been doing is impressive besides Mike Evans continuing to be elite. But other than that, it's blank. Next game we got is the Rams at Baltimore, and I got Baltimore winning narrowly 27-24. Look, I know the Ravens have a tremendous defense. This is in no way me taking a knock on them, but it's more of a compliment to the Rams' offensive weapons. Kyren, Puka, Kupp, like, they've been finding ways to get around basically anybody. So I have no doubt in my mind the Rams are going to score multiple times, but I just don't think they're going to win because Baltimore here is the more complete team. They've got the more talented roster, and all around they've been playing better ball this year. I don't see them falling, but I see them having a absolute shootout here. And now we got the Lions at the Bears. Lions win 21-17. It'll be close like last time, but they're not going to lose to Chicago, and more importantly, because Dan Campbell knows he cannot lose to Chicago, especially with how Green Bay's been playing. Be really encouraging for me to see the Lions look like they did in the first 4 weeks of the season here, because I hate to keep mentioning it, and they are still winning games, but they just aren't that same team. They don't have that same spark. Like, I really hope they just blow Chicago out of the fucking water this week. Like, in a perfect world, an absolute blowout here. It doesn't even get close for a second. Like, they just dominate front to finish. Next game we got is the Colts at the Bengals, taking Cincy 23-21. I do like Indy, but the truth is they have been squeaking by the bottom of the league. And Cincy, without Joe Burrow, they hung in there with Pittsburgh. They hung in there with Jacksonville and beat Jacksonville. They're not really looking like they're going to be missing too much of a step. Well, so far anyway, because it would appear that they have a Brock Purdy on their hands. I gotta take them here. And like I said, I like the Colts. But you guys have not had a convincing win over a decent team in how long? Next game we got is the Jaguars at the Browns. Look, as of now, T-Law's not ruled out, but even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. He has a high ankle sprain, man. Also on the Browns' unofficial depth chart, both Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward are expected to be playing. Assuming Trevor Lawrence doesn't end up playing this week because that is an injury you don't want to mess with, I think CJ Beathard is going to struggle, and the Browns will beat Jacksonville 17-13. Play it smart, Jacksonville. Don't force anything out there. We saw what happened at the beginning of the year with Burrow when he had a gimpy foot. He couldn't move. He was worthless. Not done. Be smart. That'll bring us to the Panthers at the Saints. Again, I kind of want to pick the Panthers, but I won't do it. Bryce has not been playing good football, and I don't have confidence it's going to change here. Not in New Orleans. He threw for 48% last week, man. Like, he's not getting better. I won't fully judge the guy until next year because he was not put in a fair situation, but it is just, like, it's a little head-turning. I'll give it to the Saints in a lousy 13-10 win. Next game we got is the Texans at the Jets. Texans win 24-7. I don't even know what's going on with the Jets anymore. They finally got rid of Tim Boyle, but now they picked up Brett Rippon. So it's between him or Trevor Siemian to get the start, and apparently they asked Zach Wilson about it, and he was reluctant. It is an absolute dumpster fire of an offense over there right now. Like, I just don't think they're gonna be able to do much of anything. Just think coming into this year, they really thought they had Aaron Rodgers. I actually do kind of feel bad, and I don't like the Jets. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but it's sad. It's sad that this is what they're dealing with when they were supposed to just actually have a quarterback. Now we're on to the Vikings at the Raiders. Vikings win 20-14. I don't know who the starting quarterback is for Minnesota as of right now, but I trust that Brian Flores will shut down Aiden O'Connell and Josh Jacobs for the most part. And I have faith that Kevin O'Connell will make the right moves to get down the field and outscore the Raiders with Jaron Hall or Josh Dobbs. Maybe both. I really believe the Vikings have become underrated again. People are acting like they're just terrible. They're a dumpster fire. They lost their last 2 games by a combined total of 3 points. And actually, I'm pretty sure the Vikings are still in the playoffs. I think as of right now, the Vikings, Lions, and Packers are all in. Don't sleep. Now we got the Seahawks at the 49ers. 49ers win 33-17. Seattle, thanks for coming. Good try. There is literally a better chance statistically of me winning the lottery than there is of you beating the San Francisco 49ers this week. Statistically, if I jumped out of an airplane mid-flight at 20,000 feet without a parachute, I would have a better chance at survival than you would at surviving the 49ers this week. You are not winning. Now we got the Bills at the Chiefs. I'm taking Buffalo 30-27. Bounce back with confidence. Look, I'm not meaning to badmouth the Chiefs because it never ever works out in my favor when I do. I'm just being honest. They haven't looked that good, and I think that Chiefs fans would probably even agree. Also, in recent weeks, Buffalo, yeah, they've taken some hard L's, but offensively, they've looked really good, and defensively, in the Eagles game until the last, 30 seconds, they looked pretty good. I think that we can beat Kansas City. I think that we can keep our season alive, and I think that we can seriously rally and even take some of the momentum from this game and use it against Dallas, but we've got to win now. If we don't beat the Chiefs this week, I'm actually going to be under the assumption that the season is like officially over. Please, guys, like it's been a roller coaster, but just please give us this week. Now we've got the Broncos at the Chargers. Denver bounces back and crushes LA 23-10. The Chargers look like an atomic bomb went off inside of a porta potty at a county fair sitting outside of a cheese curd stand. Honestly, if you put the Chargers against Carolina, I would be inclined to pick Carolina at this point. How do you guys have people like Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Khalil Mack, someone leading the league in sacks at 15, and you're still this fucking awful? Man, you suck. And now we've got the Eagles at the Cowboys, where this will also be my dad's pick, so stay tuned to hear from him. Anyway, I got the Cowboys winning 30-21. Philly is going down again. Dak attack, baby. Shaq Leonard's gonna realize he signed the wrong contract. Now, I do think this will be Philly's only other loss all season, so I'm going to really sit back and enjoy it. But I think they're cooked. They're gonna walk into Dallas, and it's gonna be a repeat almost as to what happened last week, just not as severe. Dad, what do you think?
Hello, WyattzWorld junkies. Wyatt's dad back for another pick. Last week, I predicted San Francisco would go into Philadelphia and beat them, but I was a little bit short on the score, 31-24, I think I called it. Little did I know that San Francisco would go in and beat them to a pulp. I sure enjoyed the game, and I'm sure all of you non-Philly fans enjoyed it as much as I did. Even the Dallas fans probably like that. This week, we've got Dallas hosting the Eagles, what I want to call the Pretender Bowl. I'm calling it that because I think Dallas has beat nobody with a winning record at this point. And I'll give Philly credit. They beat 2 or 3 teams with a winning record. Matter of fact, they both lost to San Francisco by a combined score of like 85-30. So in this Pretender Bowl, I'm picking Dallas to finally get a win against a winning team, Philly. Charlie McCarthy gets a much needed win, but it's not going to be enough to save his job when it gets to the end of the season. Take it to the bank.
All right, now we're on to Monday, where we have 2 games for some reason. So first game we got is the Titans at the Dolphins, and I got the Dolphins winning 37-14. Yeah, next. And the final game of week 14 is the Packers at the Giants. Little shocked this didn't get flexed out, but I mean, it could still be a decent game. I just think that there's no way the Packers lose with how good they have been playing, not to Tommy DeVito and the Giants. I'm taking the Packers to win this 24-13, and their playoff spot's gonna remain locked. A couple weeks ago, I told one of my fans in my response video on Twitter that they were crazy for thinking it, and no, obviously I was crazy for thinking that the Packers couldn't make the playoffs. Still stunning to me, but I gotta give them their flowers, man. They are looking good. Should also be noted that for New York fans, Tyrod Taylor's back. He's activated. He's not on the IR anymore, but Tommy is still quarterback one. That's faith. They're willing to see what he can do. But yeah, the Giants aren't winning. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for my Week 14 NFL predictions. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, you already know what to do to show support, and don't forget to turn that bell on. I try to post on this channel every single weekday. However, with everything I just said, I'm going to get this edited so you guys can watch it on time. Have a fantastic rest of your Wednesday, and as always, I will see you in the next upload.